So would it be right to say if you're a person who's kind of confused instead of going into financial degree, for example, an MBA or doing a master's in computer specialization, so choosing something like information management is a better option for that person? And like, do you need any prerequisites? Like you had worked at as a TA, a technology analyst at Credit Suisse, so did that add to your chances in getting CMU?
Definitely. So CMU is number one in MIS. It's number three in computer science, and these rankings I'm talking in the world. So getting into the number one, number one university in the world, which is leading in data analytics, which is number one in data science, law, medical, and a lot of other things. So getting into these kind of colleges, you need a more holistic picture. You need a more holistic profile. It's not just a GRE score, whether it's not just your GPA that determines whether you're in or out. For example, my GRE score was very average. It was 317, and that's pretty. It's considered like very average. I have had people with 330 score who applied to the same university and didn't get through. So it's not just your GRE score. It's not just your TOEFL score. It comes, yeah, definitely my work experience at Credit Suisse was helpful because my experience came in a particular domain and I wanted to do a data science part of in within that domain. So that played the most important role in my case. And I was lucky enough to get like very good, quality of work when I was working with Credit Suisse in India. So it all depends on what you have. If you have not worked, it's fine. I have had freshers in my batch too. But if you have a holistic profile, you have good projects, if you have a good GPA, if you are a good student, if you're, have good relations with some like two, three professors who can, vouch for you that, this person is good at learning and and implementing. And the other thing is, if you're good at, doing some social work, if you're doing something apart from what you're doing at in the college. So for example, while giving my introduction, Abhishek mentioned that I was doing a lot of other communal activities, so like social activities, and playing a lot of different stuff. Keeping that holistic or a dynamic profile is very important, not just for universities, but even when you go for working within India, because you need to interact with more people, you need to learn with more people, and the way you build your network is by getting involved in more I would say um, different communities, different teams, different extracurricular activities, and those kind of things. So that definitely played an important role. And to the previous to the first part of that question, like would I recommend people choosing MIS over CS? The answer is again self-choice. If someone is really good at presenting, not just presenting, talking to people, making network, knowing about organizations, how do organizations make changes. For example, now in the US, you might have heard, and similar is happening with Flipkart in India. So in the US, Walmart is losing its business to Amazon, just like in Flipkart was losing business to Amazon in India. So they want to cope up with how Amazon is moving. They wanted to bring everything digital. Walmart is more of a kind of a bigger version of DMart, right? Or Big Bazaar. So now if Amazon is there, people are ordering online. With the pandemic, things have changed. But before that, I'm saying, um, it was already leading, and every day it's increasing the business. So now how does Walmart compete with it? So it's not that somebody takes a lead and the other person shuts off. So it's very important to understand what's going around in the world, to know what are the important things that may come into place 5 years, 10 years down the line. So while I was in my fourth year and when I was working during my first year at Credit, I saw all these happening and I realized the importance of data. And that made my decision to come as a data scientist. So these are things that you eventually learn. And again, it's very important for one person to understand, look at themselves and understand what they are missing, what they need more. If they need only more technical knowledge, then definitely going to VLSI going for networking, going for core courses like computer science. Those things are helpful. But I think it comes down to the individual to make that decision.